Recording.
Good evening, everyone. John Bradley from Novi, Michigan. I'm your storyteller again this evening. I've got a couple for you. The first one, both of these are very powerful. The first one is from a member in South Carolina. The story just starts out where they were successfully awarded a $45,000 settlement. What the backstory behind this is that they were involved with a contractor that was very unscrupulous because of what this contractor was doing. The member reached out to Legal Shield. Uh, they did not have to pay a $20,000 retainer, which what the attorney told them they would have paid had they not had Legal Shield. And they got the check for $45,000 as a settlement. But beyond that, because of the unscrupulous nature of what the contractor did, the the law firm in South Carolina reported that contractor, and there's other damages that are going to be assessed against that contractor, so they can't do harm to other individuals. They were so happy everything was covered. They did not have to give a percentage of that settlement to the law firm, and they they closed their statement by saying they would sell their truck before they got rid of Legal Shield. So they're certainly PPLSI for life. The other story is from a fellow associate. We all may know him. He's spoken to us up in Michigan at one time or another. Dave Hall out of Utah. It's kind of a summary of benefits here. He says he's owned a home and paid for homeowner insurance for over 20 years and hasn't used it. He won't cancel it. He's had health insurance for over 20 years with a $10,000 deductible. He hasn't used it, never gotten the value of it, but he still won't cancel it. He's had auto insurance for 30 years and hasn't caused an accident, but he won't cancel it. Certainly, he's got life insurance for over 20 years and hasn't gotten value from that either, but he won't cancel it. He's used Legal Shield for things as trivial as $1.50 just based on principle because he could, but he's also used it for lawsuits for over $1 million because he had access to that. That was involving a real estate venture back in 2008. Whenever he's got a large family of 8 children. Whenever a new child was born, they revised their will. And whenever there's been any major purchases or any tax changes that could adversely affect them, they've reached out to Legal Shield. He will not get rid of it. He is certainly PPLSI for life. So with that, I go back to you, Jane.
Wow, you just, have that first story with $45,000, and people sometimes say we only do the small things.
Yeah.
We know that's not true.
Not at all.
And then Dave Hall, I remember the day Sheila and Carlos, you may remember John Drennan also, and Chuck, he was in Michigan. When Dave Hall came to Michigan, there were 600 people in the room. He told his story and there was not a dry eye.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He had a story that the feds broke into his house at 2:00 in the morning. It was harrowing what they went through.
Yeah.
And thanks to a Legal Shield attorney that showed up at court without even having to. It's just incredible. So thank you so much for the stories. So tonight we've been hearing, of course, from Sheila and Carlos Byrd for the last couple of weeks now. They have done incredible work. It's always the associates. We step up and we learn about our products, but the Byrds have gone way above and beyond to learn about Trend Micro. They are the experts on Trend Micro. They are Michigan Network vice presidents. They are executive directors, ring earners. They are stepping so far into this. I just love it. So I'm going to give you the rest of this time. Carlos, I'm going out to you. I see you're both on. I'm not sure which one of you is going first. You do have screen share ability. Let me know if you don't, but it looks like it should be capable.
Okay, yes.
Good.
It is. Thank you.
All yours.
All right. Thank you so much for that warm introduction. And welcome everyone. It's so nice to see everyone, even if it's on screen. It just feels great to see everybody, I would say live again. I am excited to share this information. Sheila and I, ever since we installed this service on our computers and phones, we've been excited because of how it actually works. And we just started gathering information, trying to share it with other folks. We helped other folks download it on their devices too, because this is something that definitely is needed in our world today because of all the cybersecurity and threats and things like that that's going on, this is a must for everybody to have. So let me get my screen up and start to share this with everyone. Hope everybody can see it. And then I'm going to get all my pictures out the way.
We see it.
You see it? Okay, I just wanted to move myself out this corner. So this is a training that we have been doing. I had no idea that it was going to grab so much attention, but I'm excited to share this, especially with our team as well. So what we're going to be talking about is the Trend Micro and our ID Shield. You know, with both of these programs, they're separate, but they work together. So I always want to start out so that those that may not know get an idea of the type and who this company is. So it's always good to know a little bit of history about who Trend Micro is. Well, they are a Japanese and American software company that specializes in security tools. And how they got that recognition is when they started out as a small company, as so many do, they started reaching out to other companies to make their security even better. And what they did is they grabbed these companies, they learned it, they started to purchase companies. And that started to build up their platform as being one of the #1 cybersecurity programs or platforms in our country. And it built them up to where now they are servicing over 500,000 organizations and 250 million individuals across the cloud networks. Now that is huge. It took a little time for them to get there, but they did. They started back in 1988. And that's what put them over the top as being one of the leaders in the cloud and enterprise cybersecurity platform. So that this gives you a little bit about the Trend Micro. Well, you already know about ID Shield as being one of the best identity theft programs that's out there as well, because they have been recognized in this news article as being one of the best identity theft protection services of 2022. Some of these well-known magazines recognized us at the Money and Cybersecurity Excellence Awards, and Forbes also recognized in specific areas that ID Shield was a great product. So this is a company that may not be as familiar with, but these two gentlemen used to work for Google, and what they've done is when they saw how consumers needed help in managing their privacy and online contact, they created their own company. They left Google, created their own company called uself.online. Well, they had created a great company too, been in the business for just a short time. But our CEO, Mr. Jeff Bell and LSI, saw this as being a great match for our identity theft product as well. By them being a small company, well, ID Shield purchased this company to expand our specific market in the social media, privacy, and reputation management. This is where those particular segments came into play to help boost our identity theft program. So now when you put all of those topics together, in the market, this gives us really one of the best identity theft protection services that's available out there in the market. So Trend Micro also won a couple of awards in the cybersecurity excellence as well for 2021 and 2022. Well, Trend Micro, as you can see here, they partnered with some of the top brands in the country, the Microsoft, the Google, the VMware, IBM. Now, these are multi-billion-dollar companies that they are working with, and these companies are using their technology to protect their company. So if these companies use Trend Micro to protect their company, that just lets us know even further how well organized they are, and the brand is definitely something that is going to be marketed all across the country. So I just wanted to give you a brief history of who Trend Micro was and, the type of company that they are, who they protect, and why they are partnering up with us now. So now that we have that on board, well, I want to go right into how we can activate our accounts, because what I discovered when Sheila and I started sharing this with others is that it's so many that have not been using the Trend Micro services that we are actually paying for. And, that's one thing about our products. We hate to see people get it and then don't use it. And that's with our members. So it especially doubled with our colleagues. We definitely want everybody to understand this product, because that gives us a better understanding of how we can share this with new members. So the first thing is that you definitely have to have an identity theft service. You have to have the newest ID Shield. This is just a activation form or flyer. You can say for those that are new customers that you can share this with them. But all in all, you have to have an identity theft plan, and it has to be the up-to-date one, the newest one. It doesn't matter if it's a single or family. It just has to be the new one. So this is where you would start the process in activation. If you have an ID Shield account, then you would sign in. But if not, then you would go to accounts.legalshield.com to start off. Everybody can go there to start that process. And this is what it would look like. When you get there, then you would log in or either start that activation. The activation screen may look a little bit different. This is the actual login page. And usually it's with your email and a password. Once you get to this page, then you're going to go to your actual plan page. The plan page is what you have as a member. The ID Shield and Legal Shield, or either your ID Shield only. It doesn't matter, but the ID Shield is the one that is needed. You must be upgraded to the new ID Shield plan in order for you to activate and download your Trend Micro. Okay, so you would go to where it says go to website. Go to that website, and then you would get to an overview page. That's where all of your download process comes. Well, so once you activate your Trend Micro or create that account, you will actually be able to go on the Trend Micro website, because now you have an account that you'll be able to log into. This is the way you log into it through ID Shield. So that it is going to look a little bit different. So by you being here, you want to go ahead and download each one of these segments onto your system right here. And this is where you would do it. Now, you would create that Trend Micro account. Just so you know, to sharing your password manager with your family, you can share up to 6 password managers that don't even have to have the service or the membership, but you can send them a link so that they can have access to a password manager only program within. So that's just something that they made available that you could share. So these are just some more of the Trend Micro or the Smart Connection. And this is a thing that I'm excited about, because they have other parts that makes this a unique program that we utilize or can utilize, protecting all of your devices, up to 15 if you have the family plan, and up to 3 if you have the individual plan. You can secure all of your bank transactions with this PayGuard that will pop up to let you know or put you onto a secured website. Oh, it is a beautiful thing when you can feel safe to be able to put your banking information that has bank grade encryption built into it. You got where you can block web threats against ransomware. One of the things that is on top of people's minds today. Shield your privacy by blocking dangerous websites. You have that's included as well. Safeguard your kids. You can optimize performance as well by fixing common problems that you may have that can slow your computer down. So the simple thing, you can optimize it to speed it up again. You can avoid online scams and fraud, manage your passwords. So these are just some of the other areas that's built into our maximum security of Trend Micro. And that's what makes this a really unique program. So VPN, just want to give you a little bit of updates on that, because some people don't realize what a VPN and what it does, okay? It is a bank graded encryption that prevents you, your incoming and outgoing internet traffic from being tracked or hacked. That means that makes you invisible on the online. Okay, it's a convenient protection anywhere you connect, including hotels. You know how we use our would like to use our system in hotels, but you're worried about being hacked. Cafes and your other offices, schools, anywhere that has open access to the internet, your VPN proxy one will protect you from those dangerous threats. So these are just some other areas that is also part. This is the Trend Micro website where you can also access more free tools that you can use. So we just want to be able to keep safe during these uncertain times. Again, a few other protection tips. I don't have a lot of time to go through it, but you can go to the Trend Micro website so that you can see how these protection tips can work for you as well. If you lose your phone, you can wipe it clean. You can find that phone anywhere, but it shows you a map where you can locate that phone. All of this is also included in the Trend Micro as part of the private network as well. So this is what a VPN does. And I like to say that the yellow piece in the middle is their internet access, but it puts a force field around all of your activity, keep the thieves out. It keeps anybody, it keeps everybody out of your system. That makes you private. And so that's what a VPN is. You can find more details as well. You can look this up. But our thing is protect what we can't afford to lose, and that's our identity. I wanted to get through this because there's a video that we discovered as well through Trend Micro that kind of gives you a brief overview. It's only 3 minutes, maybe 3.5, that gives you an overview who Trend Micro is, what they do, how they protect our information, and the type of company they are. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that going.
Your job is hard, managing risk, enabling your business to adapt and innovate securely, defending against the threats of today, every day. It's tough. We know. That's why at Trend Micro, we want to make your life a little easier. Our unchanging mission: to make a world safe for exchanging digital information, which has seen us become #1 in cloud security, means our cybersecurity platform protects hundreds of thousands of businesses and millions of people across clouds, networks, devices, and endpoints. Trend Micro, how do you do it? I'll show you. Fueled by decades of experience and our culture of endless innovation, we constantly evolve to solve new security challenges. Today, there are 7,000 trenders around the world. That's what we call ourselves. Each and every one of us dedicated to staying one step ahead of the bad guys and helping you to secure your digital transformation. As a leading cybersecurity platform provider, we empower you to safely take advantage of complex new environments and opportunities while reducing your infrastructure footprint. Whatever you do, you need security. Securing digital transformation is easier said than done. One of the major problems you'll face is siloed data, technologies not communicating with each other. Our SaaS cybersecurity platform breaks down those silos, giving you unconstrained visibility across your physical, digital, and hybrid environments. As your organization grows, more and more devices connect to your infrastructure. Trend Micro actively monitors traffic in real time, giving you accurate context about what really matters. We detect and protect you from known and unknown threats that other security solutions just don't see. And even if they do, it means your overloaded team still have to do all the detective work. Trend Micro enables your security teams to quickly gain visibility and control across the enterprise, understand risk, root cause, and rapidly respond to incidents, which I'm sure you'll agree is crucial, especially now as more and more organizations embrace remote working. Although efficient, there are always potential new risks. That's why we offer multiple layers of security across endpoint, email, web, and cloud apps to keep your users safe wherever they are or wherever they're going. We know cloud is becoming a key aspect of your environment, and that's why we developed our cybersecurity platform to aid you with cloud migration, cloud-native applications, and security posture management. Integrating security into DevOps is a no-brainer, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Our platform enables developers to continuously build secure, ship fast, and run anywhere. We offer the most comprehensive security for cloud and container platforms, including Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, AWS, Kubernetes, VMware, and more. Trend Micro Research monitors underground criminal behavior, infiltrating dark web forums and analyzing the services and tools used by attackers. We work with law enforcement, providing intelligence on a global scale to help ensure that criminals are brought to justice and malicious infrastructure is taken down. We collect and identify millions of new unique threats, and we block hundreds of millions of attacks against 500,000 customers around the world every 24 hours, and that's not all. Our zero-day initiative works with over 10,000 independent researchers to identify and resolve the latest vulnerabilities. So instead of waiting for protection, our customers benefit as soon as a vulnerability is published. No delay, less risk.
Our goal is to help you go further and do more. Our passionate people, proven technology, and global research share the single goal of helping you to grow a more resilient business. Trend Micro, securing your connected world.
All right. Well, Jane, there you have it. That's the company that we are partnering with that makes our service and one of the top-notch identity theft protection services that's available. So with that, turn it back over to you.
Wow, that's amazing. Now I'm going to, since this is really special to have you on here, I'm going to ask John Drennan if he would like to maybe take some questions. John, are you there?
Yeah, I'm definitely here. And, I heard you, Carlos, do that training last week, and it was so good to hear it again tonight because there's a lot to it, frankly. And I know a lot of people on tonight missed you doing that previously. And I know most associates haven't gotten the new ID Shield and implemented everything you just talked about. So I first of all want to say thank you. Jane, I also want to say just hello to all the dads out there on Father's Day. Hope you all had a great day. And so, Jane, I think it makes sense if we can open it up for anyone that might have a specific question for Carlos, and keep in mind a question that would be relevant maybe to the group, but likely if you have it, other people would have it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you'd like to raise your hands, we can, there we go. Stacy Lynn.
Hi there. I'm going to lower my hand too. Thank you for that presentation. I am curious. I've been kind of out of the loop for a while with the ID Shield. So the new ID Shield, I have the three bureau one. Is this a new thing that we have to pay more for? Or is it something added on to what we already have?
Did you have the 3 bureau prior to them upgrading the ID Shield plan?
Yeah, I did. I think so. Yeah.
Because even though you may have the 3 bureau, they have updated that plan. So you might want to look into what you have and make sure, and you will be able to go onto the website. And if you don't have access to the Trend Micro or won't allow you to download it, then you don't have the newest plan.
Okay, I'll look.
Hey, Carlos, real quick to add to that, if someone's paying the $34.95, does that automatically mean they've got the current plan?
That's a good question because I can't remember the prices now.
Yeah, I think we had the price increase with that. So I think if you're paying $34.95 for the family plan, you probably have the latest, but I'm not totally sure.
You mean just the $34.95 just for ID Shield, right?
Just for ID Shield.
Okay.
Family.
That sounds right. That
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like that's right. Yeah.
Annette?
Thank you so much, Carlos. I was on last week as well, and it was very informative. My question is the comparison between ID Shield, the new with the Trend Micro, and ID Shield for Business. If there's a really small company that only has maybe 1 or 2, is the Trend Micro component good enough for them, or should they still get the ID Shield for Business?
Well, the ID Shield for Business is different than the Trend Micro. You know, the Trend Micro is for personal individuals. The Trend Micro for Business is a little bit different. I have not really tried to compare those two because it doesn't have a VPN. They cover the companies differently on that internet transactions. So yeah, it is different. Now, if they are a business owner and they have 1, 2, 3 computers, and if they're the owners, they can use this to protect their computers that way, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if Trend Micro would be a good solution if they didn't want to pay the whole $89. But you're right, there are some different features
Right.
that each would have. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Anybody else? Oh, Ken. Okay, Ken, I do see you, and I know I muted you, so go ahead.
Hey,
You got it.
thank you, Carlos. I appreciate the presentation. ID Shield from a little different perspective. One of the benefits of ID Shield is we have $1 million insurance coverage to protect you from any unforeseen expenses. A question I have, and I haven't gotten a clear answer on it. Does that $1 million cover you if you've lost assets due to a breach? Suppose somebody broke into your 401k account and stole a bunch of money. Would the $1 million cover that, or is it just expenses incurred while you're trying to get your restoration done?
That's a good question, and that does depend. That coverage is still available. I know you know that, but I would definitely ask. I would follow up and ask about that specifically.
Hey, I can weigh in and say for certain it does not cover losses, Ken. That has to do with expenses to get resolution, but it doesn't cover losses, and we don't ever want to project it that it will cover losses.
I appreciate that.
It's a service guarantee. Ted.
Carlos, I have a family that wants the 1 bureau rather than 3 bureau. But it's the upgraded system. Does that cover under Trend Micro?
It doesn't matter which one they get, as long as it's the newest ID Shield, whether it's 1 bureau or 3 bureau.
Okay, thank you.
Ted, I have 1 bureau and I have Trend Micro. I have the whole thing. Anyone else? All right. Well, Sheila, did you want to add anything? Or were you just here looking pretty?
Oh, no, well, thank you, Jay. Definitely, I'm just Carlos's sidekick. But definitely, I just, when he talks about me, I'm really passionate about Trend Micro because I can see it in action. And that's what I get so excited about, is the fact that if I decide to go on Amazon or somewhere and make a purchase, I can choose that pay guard and actually you can see it, take your information, put it in a protective cage, whatever you want to call it. But now you enter in your personal information, your credit card and all that is safe from the criminals that's trying to come in and get it. That piece right there is so powerful to me because we do a lot of activity online now. And with other types of programs that supposedly protect that information, I feel more secure than with Trend Micro than any other. So that's what I had to weigh.
Thank you. And you know what, Sheila, I mean, as you're talking, I'm remembering a time when I lived in Michigan when Carlos was so sick. You were not a sidekick, my dear. I know you held you together, and Carlos will agree. Those were scary times, and you're amazing. So I think the two of you together, you're so inspiring. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Jane, this is Chuck. I've got a question for
Okay.
Carlos. Carlos, it said that I believe I heard that if we only have the single ID Shield single, it's covered 3 devices.
Yes, that's correct.
And okay, so I've got a phone, I've got 2 laptops, 2 iPads, a computer. What do I do? Do I ramp it up even though I only have one? I'm single. So do I get the $34.95 from $20?
Yep. You would get the family plan so that you can cover more devices.
Oh, well, so what do you suggest that I do that? I mean,
Well, if you want to protect all of those devices, in order to have access, you definitely have to have the family plan. It doesn't matter that you're single, but you can get that plan.
All right. I don't use all the devices consistently, so maybe if I picked 3 out of the 5 that I use would keep me on a single plan for a little bit. Hey, just
You could do that.
Sell those devices, Chuck. Sell those devices.
huh?
Sell those devices.
I believe you can cover up to 15 devices for the with the family
Right,
plan.
right. Yeah, maybe I ought to get a family. I don't know.
Don't get desperate, Chuck.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you so much, Carlos and Sheila. Thank you so much for being here tonight. You know, we are already after 8:30. Chuck was going to close this off with a couple of words, and I do have a video if you want to hang around, but we'll just, Chuck, take it away.
Well, you know, this has been really interesting, and I can see, I know I'm working with a fired up associate, Jeff Wisda, so we're going to spend some time really getting into this and learning it, because it's just, when you know it, then you take it out to your customers. But I think the one thing that we must really think that this is not too difficult to learn. So our affirmation would be, when I learn things, I learned them easily, and I'm looking forward to learning new things, because it would be the chatter in our mind might be, oh, that's just too difficult for me to learn that. And I think all of us can, you know, we all have minds that can absorb this information. It just takes an open one. And I think that's really what myself and Jeff is going to do. So thank you, Carlos and Sheila. It was really exciting. I learned a lot, and so appreciate that. So affirmation, I learn things easily.
Thank you. So I'm going to close out with the video. It's the video I tried to play last week and it didn't work. So let's try it this week.
Your gift is very simple to know. You don't have to go anywhere to discover it. It's not in the water. It's not on a mountaintop. It ain't hid under a rock. Now, this is how you know you're not living in your gift. If when the alarm clock goes off in the morning and you ain't happy about it, you ain't doing what you want to do. If your job makes you sick to go to, if you're unhappy with waking up to go to where you got to go, it's because you ain't living in your gift. What burns in your heart is important for you to pay attention to, because it never goes away. That's why people wake up in a rut. See, you hate waking up because you're waking up and you don't know the reason. You're waking up and you don't have no design in mind. Once you live in your purpose, when you discover your gift, you can't wait to wake up. Please understand, pay very close attention to the thing that makes you happy. All of you are gifted at something. The problem is, you keep wanting your gift to be what somebody else's gift is. Identify your own gift, because you already have it. Here's the way you identify your gift. Your gift is the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. If you fry chicken better than everybody you know, you ought to be somewhere frying chicken. People make millions of dollars frying chicken. Popeyes, Kentucky Fried Chicken, El Pollo Loco. All they doing is making chicken. They just found a way to do it. Somebody just started making chicken. You know the story of Marie Callender's? Do you know what this woman did, man? She worked for a diner, a greasy spoon diner that was going out of business. It was her only job. She was a single mother. It was her only job. She needed that job, but the diner was gonna close. So she went to the owner of the diner and said, let me bake one of my pies. People like my pies, and see if I can help you make a little money. He said, whatever, bring it in. She bought one pie in. They sold every slice. The next day, the people came in and asked for the pie. She had to go home and make another pie. The next day, so many people asked for the pie, she had to make 4 pies. Then people started saying, can I buy my own pie? She made so many pies at this store that she eventually saved her money and put a commercial oven in her house. Now, she done made so many pies, the dude's shop, he ain't selling hamburgers no more. All he's selling is them damn pies. That's how Marie Callender got started. Marie Callender now has over 120 restaurants. You can't go to no frozen food section without seeing Marie Callender in there. You know what she started with? A pie. One pie. Your gift will make room for you. Now, what is your gift? It's the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's your gift. Quit running away from the gift. Your gift will make room for you. Stop trying to be something you ain't gifted at. Maybe you here because you need to hear this here. Maybe you here because you need to dust off your dreams. Maybe you need to explore your imagination. Maybe you just need to identify your gift so you can quit tripping in your own life, trying to figure out what you can do. Some people are born to be teachers, caregivers, nurses, babysitters. Those are gifts, you know what I mean? If you're living in your gift, you're cool. It's just if you ain't. You do anything else, when that alarm clock go off in the morning, you ain't gonna like it. And I would hate to die and never do the thing I was born to do. You should look into that before you mess around and check out of here.
All right. Well, I just happened to have some Marie Callender pie tonight. With that, y'all have a great evening, and we will see you tomorrow on the morning stretch call. Tomorrow evening is a Zoom at 8 p.m., and that will be with Mr. John Drennan. So have a great evening, everyone. Bye bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thank you, Jane.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Carlos,
everyone.
Sheila.